look at where it's located. That's the most important thing. The Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. Here is the Persian Gulf. About 17 million barrels a day of oil come out of the Persian Gulf. Most of it goes to Asia, but a good portion of it comes through the Gulf of Aden, up the Red Sea, over here to the Suez Canal. So if you have conflict here, you not only have now an unfriendly government and conflict in Yemen, but you also have Somalia, which is also on the Gulf of Aden. If anybody's watched Captain Phillips, you know the piracy issues that they have out there. So these choke points, this choke point and this choke point, are what oil analysts are concerned about. And I talked earlier in the show about the potential of a geopolitical risk increasing the price of Brent.
Well, I think the main issue in Yemen is whether the airstrikes that are being done now by this coalition end up resulting in a proxy war between the two key powers of the Middle East. But I don't think Yemen as such has a lot of importance for the oil market. Yemen is a very small producer. The passage into the Red Sea is pretty much secured by international Navy operations. So I'm not very worried about physical supply disruptions coming out of Yemen. Saudi production of oil is quite far from Yemen. It's in the northeast of the country. Remember, Yemen is the southwestern part of the Arabian Peninsula. Both are pretty far apart. So I'm not too worried about this. The one concern I have is how this event could potentially evolve into a broader conflict, but not at this stage.
The market was wrong-footed coming into the FOMC. They really had no incentive to sound hawkish because it would be 3 months before they could do anything, towards liftoff. And had they sounded hawkish last week, they would be getting a lot of criticism this week, given what's emerging. So, we're not going to get much help from the Fed. We need to wait till the data rebound. Obviously, today, in the chart that you just showed, the risk, the safe havens are the strongest currencies, Japan and Switzerland. So it's telling you what's moving the market in the very short term. If they don't move, they should expect the Fed to, the dollar to weaken further. But, perhaps you should interview Bullard and Lockhart and see what they're saying about liftoff. My assessment is that Evans is kind of on the dovish minority at the moment that sees a long delay to liftoff, as opposed to the center of the Fed that certainly sees it this year, and probably most of them focused on September rather than any later.